In this episode, we're going to check out the Tonor Q9 USB microphone at $69. All right, I want to make a few things perfectly clear. First, Tonor sent me this microphone free of charge. Secondly, I am not doing a comparison between the Shure SM7B, which I personally love, some people don't. It's a $400 microphone and I use it a lot and I won't be switching to anything. Next is this mic and all its accessories is $69. Now really the only thing I care about this mic is, does it work with a voice? Does it sound okay? And at $69, if it does, I'm gonna suggest you get it. Let's check out what comes in the package. When I got this and opened the box up, I was amazed at the amount of things that comes for 69 bucks. Of course, we have the microphone itself, which is the main point of this, and the manual. The microphone has a plus minus button on it. It's metal, has holes in it, and it has an interesting little connection down here, which we'll take a look at in a moment. Next, they include a pop filter. It's a pretty standard pop filter. You mount it using this screw here. I'm surprised they include this. This is usually, I don't know what this is, usually 10, maybe 20 bucks if you bought this separately. Like my Shure SM7B, this microphone comes with a wind filter, basically a foam wind cover. You stick it on here and it should help with those plosives. Basically your breath doing P's and B's and hitting this thing. We'll check that out in a minute. Another interesting thing in a $69 package is they include this shock mount. It's metal. You insert the microphone here and mount it. Next, they include this cord. This end here pops into the bottom of the microphone. This is a USB connection, which it's intended to go straight into your computer and record there. This mic is supposed to be useful for podcasting and live streaming and stuff like that. And finally, they include this boom arm. For $69, I'm still amazed. I hope the mic sounds really good. You simply attach this into here. It allows it to move around on your desk. It has a simple T here screw with a bottom. It's padded on the bottom here. This goes onto the bottom of your desk. This locks down the motion range of this. It's fairly smooth. You have a lock up here to lock the arm down, and here's where you would mount the microphone and everything else. Let's hook this up here. And again, this is not a comparison between what you hear here. I have a Shure SMB coming down through a cord. That's going into a Mix Pre 3. So we have a $400 microphone going into a almost $700 or $800 audio processor going out there through a camera, blah, 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 blah. It's not a comparison. All I want to know is, can I get some decent sounding anything that would be okay with my voice with this microphone? And if it is, for 69 bucks, what a great way to start. Now looking at their page on Amazon, you'll notice that this microphone is mounted here on the shock mount. I can already see that the plus and minus, which are also mute buttons, are a bit down. Now if I were following the picture, I would mount this flush on the bottom, and it would be really hard for me to get my fingers on this. I would probably jump the mic up about here, leaves about a 1/4 inch inset at the bottom for the plug. It's still holding it, it's still firm, and at least that way I can get to this button. I would have liked to have seen this button either a little higher or the shock mount redesigned in some way. I tried turning it upside down and that didn't work at all. I've got the mic mounted pretty much where I want it. You could mount the shock mount on here first before you place the mic in. I just decided to do that. Now on higher end shock mounts, again, this is $69. I'm surprised they even include a metal shock mount. Usually what you do is you take this and you marry it up with this, and this piece right here is usually free and it screws up and tightens up. This is fixed, so it's a little finagly. I just put this thing on here like this, mess with it until I feel the threads bite. There we go. And then at that point we can loosen everything up and position the mic on here however we want it. Plus, once you mount this and screw this on here tightly, you're not going to be really messing with this anymore. Now that we have our mic mounted, we're going to take this, we're going to mount this. It's got a pad on the bottom as I showed you. We're going to do this underneath the table, and then we're going to mount the boom arm into that. Once we have it positioned properly, I have a little screw here, and that'll keep it from moving back and forth to some degree. I like that there's a large area under here. I would have liked to see a pad on here, but that's okay. Those always, when you're screwing these things on, those always fall off. There is a pad here. This is plastic, so I think it's going to be okay. This is also plastic. Again, these aren't something you're going to take a wrench to and just knurl those suckers down. All the rest of these are metal. As I move this boom arm, usually before when I've used other spring arms, I actually got rid of a expensive boom arm like this. You hear a lot of the spring going doing, doing. I don't hear that on here at all. So let's take this thing, mount it to the desk, and let's do what's most important. Can we get some sort of decent sound out of this whole rig? All right, there's the Tonor microphone. Now this is just raw. Remember, on the other microphone, I'm running it down through the Mix Pre 3, limiters, running it through a bunch of stuff, and tweaking the sound. This sounds rather tinny to me. On the front, you can see this green light here. It shows that the mic is on. You can and you could reduce the volume to some sort of normal level. Now if you look over here, I run my audio through a bunch of different stuff. This is the end chain. Certainly using this mic, I could do something like start adding some bass to this and get my low end back in. That's not too bad. It's a lot. I could add in some treble or maybe take it off and get something that sounds more like this. So yes, you can process the sound a little bit. You could make it, add a little bass or whatever in from your computer. Now a couple things about this that I should mention is these buttons here not only control the gain, you can also hold them down and mute them. It's about a 2.5, 3 second press and it will mute the microphone. The other thing is you don't need any special processing, Mac or Windows or whatever. Everything is built into the mic. All the junk that you need is in here. So basically you plug it into your computer, into the USB port or into your Mac. You're basically good to go. You go into your control panel or go into whatever, set your sound settings or whatever, and you're cool. Now the other thing I want to point out is when you're running this through your computer, you can add other things and other tools and etc. to cut down or to enhance a microphone like this at $69. For instance, right now you're listening to the raw sound. I'm running this audio through OBS, live streaming software. I can add a limiter, I can add a compressor, then I add a filter for noise suppression. Check this out. You hear the wind and the noise behind there? Watch what happens when I turn this on. Pretty cool. What I did was I just added noise suppression in OBS. It's a filter you can add to your audio, and that sounds pretty legit. Right now, based upon what I'm doing, if I were live streaming and I were going to buy a $69 mic and plug into the computer and go through OBS, I would add the noise suppression. Again, it's a bit crunchy or whatever, but why not? Would I suggest to heck with this mic, buy the Shure SM7B and a Mix Pre 3 and you're done? Absolutely. If you're just starting out and you want to learn this, you want to play with audio, you want something simple, yeah, check it out. I don't see anything else that offers all these things with a microphone and the boom arm and this. Oh, by the way, the pop filter that I'm not really using for for $69. So check it out. If it works for you, great. If this works for you, if it's okay for you, if you're using it for Zoom calls or whatever, go for it. If it doesn't, well, then it doesn't. My recommendation is go do your research, go check out other similar things and other reviews, and make your own decision. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. We should also do a little test here with all this and the shock mark to see the shock mark. Did you see that? Somebody just subscribed. And then this particular mic, this is what happens when you have both mics on at the same time.